I am D. Narasimha, Assistant Professor of Chemistry, GDC Ramanapet. In this video lecture, I am going to discuss about what are the characteristics of first order reactions and examples of first order reactions and few problems of first order reactions. So, what are the characteristics of first order reactions, few examples of first order reactions and two problems on first order reactions. So I am going to discuss about these things in this video lecture. The initial concentration of the reactants to become half, to bring the concentration of reactants to half of its initial concentration. Okay, so the time required to bring the concentration of reactant to its initial concentration, that means if initial concentration is A, so the time required to bring the initial concentration to its half is called as half-life. So here, to derive equation for half-life of first order reaction, x is equal to A by 2. So by very definition we can say this. So the reactant's concentration should become half of its initial concentration. So here T is equal to T half. So by putting these values in the equation of first order rate constant, so what is first order rate constant equation? K1 is equal to 2.303 by T log A by A minus X, right? So here I am taking this equation, so I am substituting or putting the values of T is equal to T of and X is equal to A by 2. So wherever is X, I have to substitute X with A by 2, T is equal to T of, then K1 is equal to 2.303 by T of log A by A minus A by 2, right? So I will get, by simplifying that equation, K1 is equal to 2.303 by T of log A by 2. So this A cancels out and we'll get K1 is equal to 2.303 by T of log 2. What is the log 2 value? Log 2 value is 0.301. So then K1 is equal to, I would get 2.303 by T of into 0.301. Then I would get 0.693 by T of. So I want T of. So then T of is equal to 0.693 by K1. Right? This equation represents half-life for the first order reactions. T of is equal to 0.693 by K1. If you observe keenly this equation, we will come to the conclusion that the half-life of first order reactions will not depend on the initial concentration of the reactant. There is no initial concentration in it. So half-life of the first order reactions are independent of initial concentration of the reactant. So half-life of the first order reactions are independent of initial concentration of the reactants. So this is the equation for half-life of first order reactions. So once again we have derived equation for half-life of first order reactions. What is half-life? The time required to bring the initial concentration of reactants to its half. Okay, the concentration of the reactants should become half of its initial concentration. So that means initial concentration is half, means A by 2. So T is equal to T half, right? Then I am substituting T is equal to T half and X is equal to A by 2 in this rate constant for first order reactions. So K1 is equal to 2.303 T half and log A by A minus X. A minus A by 2 is equal to A by 2, right? Then we get here A by 2. Here A cancels out here and 2 become as a numerator, they come to the numerator position. Then log 2 is equal to 0.301 and by substituting that value we get to 0.693. So I want a T of value, that's why I am rearranging this equation. So I am moving this to here right side and this to left side. I would get T of is equal to 0.693 by K1. So from this equation T of is equal to 0.693 by K1. Here from this equation we can say that half-life of first order reactions are independent of initial concentration of reactants. Okay, are independent of initial concentration of reactants. Okay, next, characteristics of first order reactions. What are the characteristics of first order reactions? So characteristics, the units of first order rate constant K are independent of the units in which the concentration is measured. So rate of the reaction is called change in concentration by time. So moles per liters per second inverse. So for the first order reactions it is second inverse. If we take time in seconds, it is second inverse. So this units we can get from this half-life also, right? Rate constant K from half-life, from equation of half-life of first order reactions, K1 is equal to 0.693 by T of. T of means seconds. So this is constant and it is seconds, 1 by second. So then we get second inverse. Simply we can we would get these units of rate constant of first order reactions by from half-life of equation of half-life. So second inverse, units of rate constant of first order are second inverse. Next, half change time or half-life period of first order reaction is independent of the initial concentration. We have discussed it by deriving that equation. According to first order rate constant, K is equal to 2.303 by T log A by A minus X, where A is initial concentration of the reactant and at T is equal to 0, A minus X is the concentration at time T. A is initial concentration at T is equal to 0, right? By substituting T is equal to T of and X is equal to A by 2. Already we have derived this equation for half-life. So we got this equation T of is equal to, here he is representing T of with T.5, 0.693 by K. From this equation we can say that according to the equation the half change time for a first order reaction is found to be constant and is independent of initial concentration of the reactant. So we have already discussed about it. And third characteristic of first order reactions is the change in concentration units doesn't change the value of rate constant because they cancels out from the equation. So K is equal to 2.303 by T log A by A minus X. So these will be cancelled out, right? So the change in concentration units the change in concentration units doesn't change the value of rate constant, right? Okay, next, sorry, until now we have discussed about first order rate constant and half life of first order reactions and characteristics of first order reactions. Now I'm going to discuss about some few examples of first order reactions. So decomposition hydrogen peroxide is one of the best example for the first order reactions. In the decomposition of hydrogen peroxide, colloidal platinum acts as a catalyst. The progress of reaction can be measured by noting the volume of oxygen evolved after different intervals of time. Okay, right. The progress of reaction can also be studied by withdrawing small volumes of hydrogen peroxide after different intervals and then titrating it against standard potassium permanganate solution. If the molar concentration of hydrogen peroxide is A to start with, then A-X values at different intervals of time are found. The values are then substituted in the first order equation. What is the first order equation? K is equal to 2.303 by T log A by A minus X. So by substituting A values and A minus X values, we will get this K values, right? And second example for the first order reactions is decomposition of ammonium nitrate in aqueous solution. When aqueous solution of ammonium nitrate is warmed, nitrogen gas is evolved. Nitrogen gas is evolved. So here nitrogen gas, it is nitrogen gas. The progress of reaction can be noted by measuring the volume of nitrogen gas evolved after different intervals of time. It may be noted that the volume of nitrogen evolved is a measure of the quantity of ammonium nitrate decomposed. The total volume of nitrogen V infinitive evolved at the end of the reaction. So at the end of the reaction, infinite time measures the total molar concentration of ammonium nitrate or the initial concentration of ammonium nitrate. The volume of nitrogen at different intervals of T is noted. V infinitive minus Vt represent A minus X values at different intervals T. So we get this equation by substituting V infinitive, okay, final value and V infinitive minus Vt. At A by A minus, at A we are substituting V infinitive or V infinitive minus V0 by V infinitive minus Vt. It is another form of V infinitive minus V0. It is another form of equation for rate constant of first order reactions. And another example for the first order reactions is decomposition of oxalic acid. The decomposition of oxalic acid is a first order reaction and proceeds at temperatures above 80 degrees centigrade, right? The activation energy of the reaction is 18.6 kilocalories per mole. The decomposition of oxalic acid can be carried with standard KMnO4 solution acidified with dilute H2SO4. In the reaction, manganese Mn plus 2 ion formed as a catalyst. So, the progress of the reaction can be studied by withdrawing small volumes of oxalic acid after different intervals and then titrating it with standard KMnO4 solution. If the molar concentration of oxalic acid is A to start with, that means at T is equal to 0, then A minus X values at different intervals of time are found. The values are substituted in the first order equation. The values of K will be found to be same in each case. So what I am trying to say is at different concentrations of reactants we will get at different intervals of time, we will substitute all those values in this equation, we will get same values of K1 for each substitution. So I am taking here one problem for of first order reaction. A first order reaction has a rate constant 1.15 10 to the power of minus 3 second inverse. How long will 5 grams of this reactant take to reduce to 3 grams? So initial concentration here is A is equal to, here he is representing R naught. So we discussed it as A, okay, and final concentration is A minus X is equal to here 3 grams, okay, right. So here what is the first order what is the rate constant for the first order reaction? K is equal to 2.303 by T log A by A minus X. K is equal to 2.303. Here A is represented as R naught and A minus X is represented as R. So in this R naught is given, okay, R is given, and T we have to find out what is T, and in the given data K is also there. So K is equal to 1.15 into 10 to the power of minus 3 seconds, and initial concentration is 5 grams and final amount is 3 grams. So he is saying that it is a first order reaction. So for first order reactions, equation is K is equal to 2.303 by T log A by A minus X or R naught by R. Here we want T. So I am just moving this K to A, this side, T to this side. So you can simply substitute these values and find out T value here. So T is equal to 2.303 by K log R naught by R. Here 2.303 by K value is 1.15 into 10 to the power minus 3 second inverse into log 5 grams by 3 grams. So log, you see, this is like log A by log of A by B. Log of A by B is equal to log A minus log B. So we can write log of 5 by 3 as log 5 minus log 3. Then log 5 value is 0.6990 and log 3 value is 0.4771. So by subtracting that we get 0.2219. So from this we get 2.0 into 10 to the power of 3. So finally we get time 344 seconds. Why it is seconds? Why should not it be minutes or in hours? Because in the data itself has given that second inverse in rate constant, the units are second inverse. The unit is second inverse. That's why the time we get is in seconds only. He has mentioned that it is first order. So we write simply K is equal to 2.303 by T log A by A minus X or R naught by R. Here he has given 5 grams of reactant to take to reduce 3 grams. So A is 5 grams and A minus X is equal to 3 grams. So by substituting all these things we got this time, okay, we could find out this time in seconds, okay, and we take another example. So I am taking another example here. So it is verification whether the reaction is first order or not. To verify, all the data should be substituted in the equation of rate constant. Then if we get same rate constants, that could be the first order reaction. Okay. So here Here the catalyzed decomposition of hydrogen peroxide in aqueous solution, which is of first order. So he is saying that it is first order, is followed by titrating equal volumes of samples of the solution with potassium permanganate at stated times as follows. Here he has taken time 0 minutes, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 25 minutes and 45 minutes. So moles of KMnO4, okay, or okay, moles of KMnO4 is first 37, next 29.8, next at 15 minutes it is 19.6, at 25 minutes it 12.3, at 45 minutes 5.0. That means the concentration of the KMnO4 is reducing, so it is turning into the products. So right, so calculate the, here what is saying, calculate the rate constant of the reaction. So actually only one data is enough, one time interval is enough, and one concentration is enough, but we will verify whether it is a first order reaction or not. So it is clear from the data that the titrate value at 0 time may be taken as initial concentration. Okay, right. Initial concentration. So initial concentration is important. Okay, right. Then initial concentration, we represent initial concentration as A, and at in different intervals the value of A minus X are given. So A minus X are given. These are A minus X, all are A minus X's. So substituting the values in first order rate constant, because it is the first order reaction. So K is equal to 2.303 by T log A by A minus X. So first I am substituting at 5 minutes. Why? Anything by 0 is infinitive, so we have to neglect it. Okay, we have to avoid it. K is equal to 2.303 by T. T means time, 5 minutes, right? Log A, initial concentration is 37, okay, moles, and by A minus X at time T, what is the A minus X? 29.8, so 29.8. By solving this, I am getting 4.339 into 10 to the power of minus 2 minute inverse. 5 minutes I have taken, has given in the data that time in minutes. That's why the rate constant unit should be in minutes only, minute inverse. Next, and now take the second one at 15 minutes time. At 15 minutes, K is equal to 2.303 by T. T means 15 minutes. A means 37.0, and A minus X means 19.6. So by solving that one, by simplifying that one, I am getting 4.236 into 10 to the power of minus 2 minute inverse. Okay. So these two values are also same. This is indicating that it is first order reaction. So of course we will verify this one. Third one at time 25 minutes. So at time I am substituting 25. Initial concentration is 37, and A minus X is equal to 12.3. By substituting that one, all the simplifying that equation, we are getting 4.407 into 10 to the power of minus 2 minute inverse. Then this one also at 45 minutes, the initial concentration is 37.3, and A minus X is equal to 5.0. So I am getting 4.447 into 10 to the power of minus 2 minute inverse. So by observing this, we are getting nearly same K value. So to get the exact value, we have to average all these K values. By averaging, I am getting 4.435. I'm getting 4.335 into 10 to the power minus 2 minute inverse. So by this data we can say that it is a first order reaction, because all the values substituted in a rate constant, first order rate constant equation are nearly same, nearly equal. So it is first order. So to get that exact k value, we have to average these all values. By averaging, I am getting 4.335 into 10 to the power of minus 2 minute inverse. So this is the example for the first order kinetics. Next, first order reaction. Next, I am taking in volume terms. So the what is that? In volume terms also, we have this rate constant equation for rate constant. K is equal to 2.303 by T log V infinitive by V infinitive minus Vt. T means at time t. So from the following data, for the decomposition of ammonium nitrate in aqueous solution, show that the decomposition of ammonium nitrate is of the first order. To show that it is of first order, we have to substitute all these values in the rate constant of first order equation, and if the all k values are equal or about so nearly same, if they are nearly same, then this reaction is first order reaction. So what we have to do is just substitute these values in the equation, and if we get all k values nearly same, then that reaction will be first order reaction. So by this way we will prove that he is saying we will show that the decomposition of ammonium nitrate is of first order. So what is the equation here? A is equal to V infinitive is equal to 35.05. Okay, right? Not initial concentration, V infinitive, right? V infinitive. Here not, we should not take V infinitive is equal to 35.05, and Vt means it changes according to the time. At time 10 minutes, the Vt should be 6.25. At 15 minutes, the Vt is 9.0. At 20 minutes, the Vt is 11.4. At 25 minutes, the Vt is 13.65 in the. So the equation is K is equal to 2.303 by T log V infinitive by V infinitive minus Vt. So by substituting, so I am taking first one at time t minutes, substitute t, and V infinitive 35.05 and V infinitive minus Vt at time t minutes 10 minutes, it is Vt is 6.25. So by simplifying that one, I get 2.303 by 10 log of 35.05 by 28.8. So by simplifying that, I am getting this value 0.01962 minute inverse. Why I am writing minute inverse here? Because he has given in the data that time in minutes only. So I get the units in minute inverse. So I am taking second at 15 minutes, substituting 15 minutes, and V infinity to 35.05, V infinity minus Vt at 15 minutes is 9.0. So I am getting the value of K is 0.01976 minute inverse, right? I am taking third one at 20 minutes, the Vt is 11.4, 20 minutes 11.4, 35.05 minus. So by substituting all these things, I am getting the value of K is 0.01964 minute inverse. So I am taking fourth one at 25 minutes. K is equal to 2.303 by 25 log V infinity 35.05 by 35.05 minus Vt. Vt at time 25 is 13.65. So by simplifying I am getting 0.01971 minutes. So here if you observe all the k values, first three values are same, 0.019 minute inverse. So nearly same, that's why we can say that the decomposition of ammonium nitrate in aqueous solution is first order reaction. Okay, right? So by substituting the data in the rate constant of first order reaction, if the k values are, we get the k values nearly same. If the k values are same, nearly same, then the reaction can be considered, can be called as first order reaction. The reaction can be classified as first order reaction. So these are some basic problems on first order kinetics, first order rate reactions. Okay. So in this video lecture I have discussed about again I discussed about half-life of first order reactions, and second one is characteristics of first order reactions, and third one examples of first order reactions, and fourth one is problems of first order reactions. Especially I have taken two examples, two problems to understand rate constant of first order reactions in a clear way. Okay, thank you.